Control, this is Sky Ranger 1 requesting permission to land.
Copy, Sky Ranger. Permission granted. You are cleared for pad number 3.
Gonna take more than a hole in the ground to beat those.
Really?
things.
You're so funny.
Just admit it. You're impressed. So, what is the Bureau anyway?
Bureau of Operations and Command.
Good.
Never heard of it.
You were never meant to.
It's the whole point.
This base wasn't meant to be operational for another year. We've called in every operative we had earmarked for the project, but, well, let's just say that we'll be a bit understaffed.
All right.
Director Falk, sir. Welcome back.
These two are with me.
So this is the XCOM headquarters.
At least this location is secure.
And I intend for it to stay that way. I'll be giving a report to all staff at 0300. Report to the operations room at that time. I have a lot to prepare, Carter. Agent Weaver will show
All right,
you.
goodbye.
Down here, Carter. Come on. When Ivan put Sputnik up, the brass got scared. This project became top priority. Off the books, of course.
Agent Da
Hold
Silva.
it there. Don't move it. All right, people. Show's over. Back to work.
Carter, this is Nico Da Silva, Senior Field Agent. Nico,
Hi.
you're sharing your workspace with Agent Carter.
Welcome to the most advanced facility on Earth.
Falk wants him up and running ASAP. Time is of the essence. Straight from
All right,
his mouth.
goodbye.
Gotcha. Well, come on. Our
To
office is
share
right
my
over here.
an office space with this guy.
That Weaver is one tough broad. So, this is us. This is my desk here. Yours is over there. Get comfortable, Will. Things as they are. This is both your office and your quarters. Do you mind if I call you?
Yeah, it's Mr.
Yes.
Carter to you.
Mind.
Well, I'm not calling you Agent Carter. I might be military, but I'm not that formal.
I prefer William.
Yeah, well, I prefer Nico, even if my mother insists on calling me Nicholas. There are some things that are just beyond our control.
I can see we'll be fast friends, you and I.
Glad to hear it. My supply of friends got cut a bit short lately.
That all, Da Silva?
For now, sure. You have any questions, just ask. And one more thing.
Yeah.
The old man, Director Falk. He's a hard man to impress, but you managed it. Not what I expected after reading your file. Only pleasant
All
surprise
right,
I've had all
what is
day.
it? Later. You read my file. Everyone.
People around here know my history.
We all know each other. Don't worry, you'll get to read up on us too. The old man thinks that the more attached we are to one another, the better we'll be in the field. The Bureau might be an adjustment for you. We work in teams here. Seems like you're more accustomed to operating alone.
Yeah, well, I'm also accustomed to the enemy being human. An attack like this, it's gonna mean a lot of adjustment for everybody. I'm a different man today than I was yesterday, you know.
Where were you during the attack? Are you an outsider?
Where were you this morning? Did you get caught in any of this?
No, I was out gathering intel on a weather anomaly way out in the boondocks. Something was interfering with television and radio signals, everything except the heavy-duty military gear. Since the attack, it's gone global.
They shut down our communication just before the attack. Keep us from coordinating. Smart.
Sure, but there's one way it helped us. Can you imagine the
Oh,
panic if
yeah.
the public found out about
It would be
an alien
ridiculous.
attack?
That's what they'd have to do in the other XCOM. Public management.
You seem like you know your way around this place.
I don't typically work out of this facility. Hell, no one really did until today. I'm with the NSA, but my post for the past few months has been with a small team that reports to Director Falk.
Who else is on this team?
It was supposed to be kept small until it was needed. Now, people who were pre-flagged for recruitment are coming in. Well, the ones that are still alive.
People were pre-selected? From where?
From the military, the clandestine service, DIA, even some civvies. No one knew that they were selected until they got the call. As of this morning, Falk activated the project and sent that call out.
And before today?
For the last few years, it's just been a couple dozen specialists. But now, we got a lot of new squads
right.
to bring up to speed.
Which probably means I have to make them cut their teeth and get used to
I need
this.
to get myself oriented. Let's talk later.
Sure thing.
His
Will.
voice
Good
actor
job,
sounds
young
really
boy.
familiar.
Sounds like the director's about to start.
All right, read
Come
up on
let's get
Nico.
the good
Here we
seats.
go. Nicholas Andre da Silva, born August 17th, 1924 in Baltimore, Maryland, to Catherine and Sylvester da Silva. Education, JD International Law, incomplete, and New York University. He's divorced. His father died the next year. His mother died in 1940. His ex-wife divorced him 10 years prior to this game. And he's estranged and has an illegitimate daughter. This guy has a very colorful history. Joined the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan. I was about to say Metropolis. Metropolitan Police Department, August 12th, 1947. Advanced Deputy Sheriff with high commendations for field work and began to pursue a career with the FBI as a legal analyst. During his screening, everybody discovered that Da Silva had not completed his JD degree, having dropped out of college due to financial concerns and falsified his credentials. He lost his job, which quickly led to the collapse of his marriage. However, the FBI was impressed with his record with the Maryland Police Department as well as his interpersonal skills. On February 14th, 1952, they recruited him on a probationary basis for field work. He demonstrated exceptional skill in the field and received a small degree of fame for the heroic single-handed arrest of the bank robber K.D. Carpenter on February 4th, 1955. Despite this action, Agent Da Silva was repeatedly demoted back to probationary agent due to various moral concerns about his activities when off duty. In 1959, after an embarrassing arrest in New York City where he and a jazz singer assaulted an officer, FBI decided to move him out of visible work. At Director Falk's request, Agent Da Silva was reassigned to work with the Bureau as a covert agent. Alright, read up on him. I can't reach that glowing thing. Here's my profile. William James Carter, born November 4th, 1920 in Tulsa, Oklahoma to Beryl and Jeremiah Carter. He has a Bachelor's of Science in Engineering from Indiana University, and he's widowed. Family, Beryl Carter. His mother died in 1952. Father died in 1959. Julia, his wife, died the same year, and his son died the same year. So something happened. Lost his whole family in 1 year. William Carter joined the Army December 17th, 1941. Leaving college to enlist shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, he saw action in the Pacific Theater and earned the rank of Master Sergeant with commendations for his service in the Burma campaign. His service ended on October 25th, 1945, after which he returned to college on the GI Bill. Shortly after graduating, the CIA recruited Carver in 1948 as a field operative. His quick thinking and bravery served him well, and he rose through the ranks, earning personal commendations for both Director Hoover and President Truman. He excelled at deep cover assignments, serving for weeks or months at a time in Indochina and the USSR. In 1959, during a deep cover assignment in Laos, a fire at his family home in Arlington killed his father, wife, and son. However, due to the communications blackout of his mission, he did not learn of the tragedy until he returned in 1960. He alternates between blaming himself and the agency for this tragedy. This, as much as anything else, led to his drinking problem. Following a string of disciplinary charges in December of 1960, William Carter was reassigned to domestic operations only. Continued problems led to a further demotion to administrative duties in June of 1961. The director's addendum. Myron, this one's aggressive, temperamental, and defensive, but he gets the job done. I don't recommend him, but the Bureau is your department. If you insist on him, I don't recommend a long-term position. The man used to be a hero, but now he's busy destroying himself. He's not useful for much anymore except as an expendable asset. J. Edgar Hoover. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Those kind words.
Lights. We are at war.
Not with Russia. That can
Not
wait.
When we were expecting. Groom range, 2100 hours. Survivors, 6. In just a few minutes, our enemy managed to destroy the primary strategic command center. By 2130, Strategic Command itself ceased to exist. Our combined military forces have been routed. The comms have gone dark. The red phone will not be ringing. And that is why, as of now, I, Myron Falk, am assuming command of what's left of our nation's defenses. The Bureau was founded to coordinate resistance forces in the event of a complete and successful Soviet invasion. That mission remains the same, even if our enemy does not. We now face an opponent from beyond our world, whose identity is yet unknown. But make no mistake, this
The enemy is
has
unknown.
us. They have technology decades beyond what we possess. We must make it our own. Their weapons will become our weapons. And when they do, we shall annihilate them. I give you new orders. Survive, adapt, win. Welcome to XCOM.
Oh! Takes a nice drag from that cigarette. Oh man, he's crazy. Whoa!
No! No, I can help them. Let me help them!
No.
Will. Carter.
Hey, wake up!
Wake up.
What?
Jesus, Carter. How is it you look worse than before you went to sleep?
Right? Yeah, you woke me up.
Fine. And you yelling for me to wake up doesn't help.
That's why I'm worse. That's why I'm now standing
wasn't the
up for
one
some
yelling.
weird reason. Alright, was I
What did I
yelling?
say?
Something about a fire. I don't know. I guess after the morning you had, it makes sense.
No, this wasn't about that. It wasn't about Grim Range.
Well, my guess is you're not the only one having nightmares after this morning. Head shrinking's gonna be a big business after this war. If there isn't after this war. Ah, Christ, that was dark. Anyway, Falk's looking for you. Wants you in his office, ASAP.
Alright. What does Fox want? We sleep in the
Can't
office?
really hold knocking off for a few against me. Seeing as how we seem to be in our office and our quarters.
Yeah, I guess some parts of the emergency plan leave something to be desired. Ah well, it'll be just like college, right?
Yeah, except I stayed in Mrs. Hawthorne's boarding house back in Terre Haute. Had my own bathroom and everything.
Well, too bad.
Fancy.
What's with the radio?
Something about that radio.
Oh yeah. Cheap thing normally just pipes in the company elevator music, but it's been picking up some weird signal. Damned if I know what it is.
Don't we have more important issues to deal with?
Sure, that's why I haven't bothered with it. But if someone on the outside is able to broadcast through that jamming signal, well, it could be important.
Who would know more about this?
Check with Operator Chelsky. She's information officer for the Bureau. Keeps track of communications, arranges contacts, manages what the public hears. The whole deal.
Alright, so check the radio and find this Cholsky. What does Falk
The old
want?
man say what he wanted with me?
Guess you don't know him all that well yet. The director doesn't tell anyone anything he doesn't think they need to know.
Alright, talk to you later,
I'd better go
loser.
see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
Smell you later. Alright, let's check this.
Message repeats. 250.
Better make a note of this and talk to one of the radio operators.
9.
You probably ought to run that by Operator Chelsky across
Message
the hall.
repeats.
Might be important.
250.
All right.
November 892.
Note. 250 November 892. Oh, here she is.
You the dispatcher?
A little more than that, Agent Carter. I'm Chief Information Officer with the Bureau.
Information officer, what does that mean?
I oversee the dispatchers, but in addition to that, I
Oh,
also...
I like what her fingers are doing.
And keep our profile low. Now, my job is also keeping the public from knowing the scope of the threat.
Alright, makes
Because
sense.
rioting mobs of civilians are the last thing we need right now.
Exactly. You and your agents contain the enemy's attacks, and my operators will keep the public panic level in check.
Impressive.
I'll try not to distract you too much.
As long as you have a good reason. What do you need, sir?
Alright. I heard a strange signal.
Radio's been playing a strange broadcast. Any idea what it means?
I heard. It's probably an automated weather station.